Hey guys, let's talk about Split, a movie by M. Night Shyamalan. Now, M. Night has a bit of a checkered past when it comes to movies. There's the almost universally beloved Sixth Sense, which was the first movie that M. Night put out. The Sixth Sense is universally beloved. I think just about everybody I know that has seen that movie loves it. I mean, I was just a kid when that movie came out, but to this day, I still love that movie. But things went really off track with Avatar: The Last Airbender, a movie based off of a beloved anime on Nickelodeon. And man, did people just hate that movie. Things got so ugly, in fact, Kickstarter or an Indiegogo was put out to send M. Night back to film school. Yeah, people can be jerks. Like really jerks. But here we are with Split, a movie that kind of harkens back to his early days, the Sixth Sense days, where it's built more around tension and it kind of feeling just a little dark and kind of just gross a little bit. And you know, that's kind of one of the things that I liked about this movie, is it is dark and kind of gross. When it comes to PG-13 movies, I never really know what to expect with them. I always feel like they'll sacrifice kind of the grossness and tension, real tension, and instead just kind of fill it in with fake scary elements. You know, kind of like those lame jump scares where the cat kind of jumps out of the closet. But that isn't this movie. It actually was surprisingly tense and dark from almost start to finish. And that tension is probably one of its stronger parts of the movie, because beyond that, the plot is pretty thin and kind of confusing at points. Now, the movie is based on a guy who has 23 split personalities. He captures these three young women, and he is going to feed them to what will eventually become this 24th personality, the Beast. And that's kind of about it. So you kind of have the tension of these girls being caught and the tension of what this beast is, or if this beast even exists. And it pretty much leaves you in the dark for a long portion of that movie. But kind of anchored in the middle of all of it is the outstanding acting on James McAvoy's part. Now, I can't imagine it's easy to film a movie in multiple personalities. You don't really see all 23 of these personalities throughout the movie, but the ones that do show up, he really gives them different features. They react and talk differently, and he kind of can do it on the fly, and that was pretty impressive. You don't see a lot of movies where somebody can kind of change their persona and who they are on the fly. And that was kind of another strong suit of the movie, is kind of just watching him act, I guess. But it worked. Now, the supporting cast in the movie, there really isn't much in the way of that, and they're just pretty forgettable people. There really isn't anything all that interesting on that side of it, so that was a bit of a letdown when you kind of just have one guy kind of carrying the movie from start to finish. Now, with that all said, do I think M. Night's actually back? He could be. I mean, these are the right kind of moves that he needs to make. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Just go back to where his strengths were, and I think this is a good start, and I'd like to see where he goes from here. There's also one more thing I have to note. There is a twist in this movie, of course. It is an M. Night movie. But you kind of have to know very specifically what it is referencing. I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not going to. But it is distinctly pointing to a twist from another movie, and you'll just have to see it. And maybe you won't get it, maybe you will. I know there were plenty of people in my theater who were trying to figure out what was actually happening. It doesn't take away from the movie by any means, so I don't want you to feel like, oh, I might not get this, it might not be worth me watching. No, the movie stands on its own. It doesn't need the twist to exist, but the twist is kind of an added addition. So yeah, there you have it. It was a good movie. I enjoy it. If you're asking me if this is something that you might want to take a girlfriend to or a wife to, depending on what types of movies they like, this might not be the movie for them. Like I said, I was shocked at actually kind of how dark it was and the kind of depths that it reaches to. It covers some pretty heavy subjects. throughout the movie. So I don't know if that's necessarily going to be for everybody. So keep that in mind before you go into the movie. For a PG-13 movie, this is pretty tense. It was pretty dark, surprisingly, at least for me. But yeah, so there you have it, guys. Let me know what you guys think. If you saw Split, let me know what you think. If you haven't seen it, let me know if you're excited. And yeah, so until next time, you guys take care. Bye.